want to congratulate you on staying strong with your online learning. So many of you have been so successful. I've seen you grow as writers and thinkers, even though I'm not literally seeing you. So round of applause to you guys. Little disclaimer as I start this video, I'm not 100% done with the slides this week, so if things look a little bit different by the time you access them, that's why. It's life, man. The purpose of the first video this week is really just to give you an overview of the first couple tasks, most of which should be pretty easy. But I want to make sure you know what I'm asking you to do with this new site, Eduflow, the poetry essay rubric, and just kind of get you acclimated to this new platform that we're going to be using for the next few weeks. So Eduflow is a site that we're going to be using. It's got really nice options for peer review, and I recently found out that you can post assignments for students to read, like an article or even have a video or something. And then once you read it or watch it, you just click done. Now the issue here is it's super easy for you to lie about it. You literally could just go on and click done, 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 and maybe I wouldn't know the difference. That's where you're wrong. Because if you simply click done and don't do the work, it will impact you later. It's just like when I assign you reading in class, if you don't do it, yeah, you can get through day to day, kind of like, yeah, okay, I kind of skimmed it over. She's not really gonna know. But then it comes to that essay, to that test, to those reading quizzes, and I do know. So you not doing it isn't hurting me, it's hurting you and your future self. I'm gonna go now to the third slide in our weekly slides that says join Eduflow and complete assignment. So the very first thing I need you to do this week is accept an invitation from me to this website. A bunch of you have actually already done this, which is excellent. If you haven't, go in your email. You might need to search around a little bit. Maybe you accidentally deleted it. If you did, you can still search your trash. I'm sure it's in there. Please do not email me and tell me you didn't get an invitation because that is simply not true. I invited every single one of you. The second step on this slide is to complete a very simple assignment. This assignment is really just to get you into Eduflow and make sure you know how to access assignments and materials. So you're gonna find this assignment called Milwaukee Students Tell Their Stories. It's just a flyer, it's a cool thing I want you to look over. Once you've read it over, you click done, call it a day. Your second task for the week is also on Eduflow, and this is to examine the poetry essay rubric. So I have made a rubric for you for this piece of writing that we are working on. I want you to spend about 10 minutes looking this over, really look at the different categories, especially the difference between the advanced and proficient category. There'll be a hyperlink as well as a PDF version of the rubric available for you. Again, when you're done, you mark it as done and move on. The main learning task for this week is dealing with a sample essay. So I have a sample essay that follows the same rubric and prompt that you are using, except that's about Sappho's poem 31. I want you to read through it at least twice, once the first time not taking notes, a second time taking some notes, thinking about that rubric that you looked at either earlier in the day or earlier in the week. And again, there's nothing to submit for this task, but you have to do it. Now our sixth slide has a task called sample essay scoring. This is the first one that you need to do written work that you will be submitting to me. So on Google Classroom, you're going to find an assignment called sample essay scoring. You're going to open up a copy of the document called, guess what? Sample essay scoring. So you have a copy of that on Google Classroom for you. You don't have to make a copy this time. So when you open up that sample essay scoring document, it's going to look like this. Also, say hello to my adorable little ice cream cursor. So the instructions are to complete the chart in order to grade the sample essay. Determine to what extent the example essay meets the given criteria in the column, with the options ranging from strongly agree to strongly disagree, then explain your choice in the box on the right-hand side. Now, I have polished this piece of writing and revised it, so I'm hoping it's pretty good. You'll notice that I marked strongly agree for all of them because I think it's pretty good. I'm pretty proud of it, but if you don't think it's strongly agree, that's totally fine. Really, the goal here is to spend some time looking at the rubric and seeing how the rubric describes a piece of writing. This is basically what I do as a teacher all the time. So tables have turned. You have my writing and you're grading me. So in this document, you will notice that quite a few of them are already done for you. This is 1, because I wanted you to have examples, and 2, because I didn't really think you needed to do all of them. So let's take a look at this first example for thesis. So the second bit of criteria under thesis is the thesis statement is clearly worded using only necessary language. The thesis shows mastery of the ability to argue about literature. So I marked strongly agree. And then what you do in this column here is justify the choice that you made in this column. It's gonna probably take about 1 or 2 sentences. Let's look at my example. I strongly agree that this essay meets this criteria because the thesis is easy to understand. The traits are easy to understand and there is no awkward phrasing. So I'm not looking for anything super complicated. I just want to know why you rated it the way that you did. So you will finish the remaining boxes here, here. Ignore my very messy circles, please. And then these bottom 3 as well. Wow, that's a crazy square. Oh well. So once you've finished the remainder of the boxes that I just pointed out, you will submit this. And again, I don't care if you're hard on me, go for it. So you do have one other task for this week. It's mostly just formatting a document. It's not going to be anything that's intellectually too hard. I do have another video specifically going over that. So check that one out so you complete that task correctly. In fact, I would recommend watching the video and following along, doing the steps with me as you do it when you get to that point. These tasks hopefully will be a little bit easier for you this week. This will also give me a chance to read through your evidence, read through your thesis statements, and get those back to you by the end of the week so you can move forward with my feedback. Next week, we're going to be doing peer review on Eduflow, which is why we're getting acquainted with it this week. So if you have any problems with it, please let me know so we can squash those before next week starts. I'm really proud of the work you've been doing. As always, it's really cool to see the things you've been doing now for like the last month kind of build and come to this essay, and seeing you have some choice and passion in it, it always makes me super happy. I think that's all I got.
Only prevail, cause learning is trying and trying is hard. When it feels like falling's gonna tear you apart, but now I'm ready to win.